Hey, how's it going, people? GalacticJerry here with another figurine unboxing video. Today we'll be taking a look at Taito's Coreful figure of Nino Nakano, the second quintuplet sister from the Quintessential Quintuplets anime. Last time I unboxed the first sister, Ichika, so feel free to check that out if you want. First off, we get a nice box with different shots of the figure from different angles, like a close-up shot of her face, full body views. Sadly, my box came somewhat dented and with a nasty label on the bottom, which I removed the best I could, but it takes away from its overall attractiveness. Regardless, if you guys are interested in buying this figure, I'll have a couple affiliate links for you to check out down in the description below. With that said, let's get to the unboxing. The box comes with the figure, and her base assembly is minimal and straightforward, just a matter of inserting the pegs into the holes on the base. Unfortunately, in my case, it wasn't as straightforward as it should have been. The pegs on her feet didn't align properly with the matching holes on the base. You had to force her legs into place so the pegs can align to the holes, and to top it off, the peg on her left foot wasn't able to go all the way in. No matter how much I forced it, it just wouldn't go all the way in, and because I forced it too much, I ended up cracking the base. Luckily, the crack didn't reach the surface level, but since it's a clear base, you can see it. But yeah, it shouldn't have put me in a position where I would need to apply excessive force only for the parts to not fit properly. You know, it should have just fit without any issues. Also, even though the right foot's peg was able to go in all the way, the bottom front of her shoe does not make contact with the base, and there's a small gap, and not noticeable from the naked eye, but still there. The base in itself is nice. It has a clear purple color, which was a nice touch since that's Nino's color. It also has some design to it with those heart-shaped petals, her name, and the number 2 since she's the second born sister after Ichika. Pretty cheap plastic on the base, I would say, since mine cracked. So yeah, just be careful, guys, when putting her together. Also, the base wasn't very leveled at the bottom, and because of that, it has a bit of a wobble. The figure has great size, essentially the same height as the Ichika figure I unboxed from this Coreful lineup. She stands at just under 8 inches tall without the base and a little over 8 inches tall with the base. Despite all the problems I had with the base and pegs, the figure itself is beautiful. The sculpting is really good, the colors look nice, and they did an amazing job with the paintwork. You know, fantastic work for being a prize figure. Her black jacket is clean, it has really nice texture. Her white shirt has some natural wrinkles to it, which I thought was a nice touch, especially the buttons around her chest. It looks like they can barely contain her breath from bursting out. You know, definitely a tight shirt, but we like it like that since it shows off her curves. I also want to mention that this figure has some nice weight to it, and since she's really busty, you can feel that a nice amount of weight comes from her chest. Her face was also well made, nicely detailed with the blush marks that adds cuteness to it. You know, it really does look like her. I do kind of wish they would have given her mouth some teeth, just like they did with the Ichika one in this lineup. I wonder why they didn't. They should have stayed consistent with this lineup. But still looks good though. Her hair, on the other hand, looks beautiful, clean color and paintwork, smooth sculpting all around. The clear tips on her hair really stand out, and you know, Nino has the perfect hair to show off the translucent hair tips that Taito uses on their Coreful figures. Yeah, it looks really nice when light passes through. I also really like the motion she's making with her right hand, as if she was flipping her hair over her shoulder, and you can see that the way how some of the hair strands sit on top of her hand, which was done really well, by the way. I absolutely love the hair motion that this figure has, along with her jacket and skirt. You know, very fluent, and which adds a dynamic element to this figure. You know, definitely more dynamic than the Ichika figure. Actually, from what I've seen in the pictures, this Nino figure might just be the most dynamic out of the sisters in this Coreful figure lineup. Also, her hair ribbons look good as well. I really like how it matches the motion of the hair. Her skirt, like I said, also has that flowy motion, but was also sculpted and painted really well. Her legs look really sexy as well. Her thighs are nice. Really like how her white thigh-high socks look and how they help emphasize her nice legs. And just like the legs on the Ichika figure, the legs on this Nino one are nicely toned and properly structured, I would say, at least. Also, the way her thigh-high socks pinch on her thighs was this nice small little detail. But most importantly, the paintwork on her white thigh-highs was surprisingly good, very clean and smooth. Even where they meet her shoes, very impressive, especially when you take into consideration that this is a price figure and how dirty the white color can get. So yeah, good job, Taito. Very impressive. Her shoes also have nice detail all around, but I think they're a little too glossy. They should have toned them down a little bit, I would say. Overall, this is a great looking figure. Her pose does an amazing job in capturing her outgoing, sassy personality, and she looks just like her. You know, they did a wonderful job in translating her anime look into this figure. I do think that Nino is the sexiest of the Quintuplet sisters, and this figure does her sexiness justice without being lewd, which is something that can always be appreciated. But yeah, great level of detail, amazing paintwork, good colors, excellent sculpting. No scuffs worth mentioning. You know, definitely better than the Ichika one in just about every way, I would say. The only thing that ruined this figure were the problems I ran into with the pegs and the base. But aside from that, this is an excellent price figure and I would definitely recommend it. Here's a quick picture of this figure next to the Ichika one for your reference. Anyways, that's it for this unboxing video. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of this figure. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I paid like $33 for this figure with shipping included, which was a little more than the Ichika one. I paid $25 for the Ichika figure, I think. But yeah, this one's a little harder to find at a reasonable price. The last time I checked, you know, this figure should range anywhere between like $25 to $35 here in the United States. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. But yeah, also feel free to hit that like button and subscribe to show your support. It will mean a lot to me. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll catch you next time.